Hi, my name is Bob. I love to sit in the living room to eat dinner so I can watch my favorite TV shows. But over the years, my back has been hurting when I sit like this. So I started to sit on the floor because of my back pain. But even that was an uncomfortable position. Until someone told me about coffee tables that can bring your food to a comfortable level. But I could not afford $500 for tables like these until I came across a store called Sedeta. Their quality tables came with many colors and styles to choose from. But I liked the price the best. Hey, look, they even have a coupon. So I bought one. Let's go ahead and put all the foam to the side. Good thing it came with a set of instructions. It's going to help us out a lot, but my job right here is to walk you step by step without having you needing to go through the instructions. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this aside. Here we have some hydraulic brackets. This is what is used to lift up the tabletop. Here's some more brackets with some wheels on it. Let's go ahead and take these out of the bag. I'm going to set these aside. It came with the entire bag of screws right here, all labeled for you, A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way through, looks like R. Okay, it comes with a screwdriver for you. If you guys have a power drill, excellent. It's going to help us out a lot. We have some Allen keys right here also. Let's go ahead and set this aside. More brackets. And here we go. More protection. Okay, look at here. We got some side panels. If you take a look, these side panels come with little plastic feet on there so it won't scratch your table. Look at the other side, totally country style. Look at this. Pretty nice. Okay, let's go ahead and set this aside. Here, this is also labeled. It says 17 on here. This one says 13, but the number 13 is actually not on the bracket itself. It's on the bag, so we're going to keep this in the bag so we don't lose our place. Let's set this aside. Okay. More foam. This thing is really protected here. Another side piece right here. See how it has the plastic footing on the bottom? Let's go ahead and set this aside next to the other one. Here we go. The beauty of wood. Look at this, huh? And this color wood is called turmeric. Can you guys see this? Very nice, huh? Turmeric. All right, let's go ahead and get a foam piece and set it against one of our walls or posts. And if you take a look, all these pieces are labeled and numbered. This one says 2, I believe. We have another one right here. This one says 1. See that? We have more side walls here. Let's see what number this is. This says number 8. Now we have cross beams right here. This is number 12. $11, $10, $9, $11, and I think we got 2 more panels left. This is number 6 here. And this is number 5. All right. As you guys can see, I already put all the panels together, paired up. They're all numbered right next to each other. Here are the side walls. I also put the tabletop right next to each other. Very important to organize all of your stuff.
Put the handles right next to me. And the gray carpet is going to be our workstation in order to build the table. And all this other stuff right here is just protective flooring to place all of our loose parts. First things first, I like to get all of my hardware ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a slit through all of them so they're easily accessible when I am ready to use them. But make sure you don't take them out of the bag. They still need to be labeled so we don't lose our way. Okay. The first set of hardware we're going to be using is A. So let's take a few of these out. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our handy screwdriver here, and we're going to grab a hardware for A, and we're going to screw it into this first hole in the corner right here. So let's go ahead and turn it in by hand first. Once you catch a thread, you can go ahead and start screwing in. Screw it all the way in until it hits rock bottom. There you go. Next, we're going to move along the top and go to the center hole right here at the top, where we're going to do the exact same thing. There we go. Now we're going to move over to the corner, and we're going to concentrate on that very top hole using hardware A. Now we're going to come down, all the way down to the feet, and we are going to hit the last hole right here. Same thing with hardware A. Now we're going to move over to the opposite end, the other leg right here. With hardware A, we're going to hit this very first hole. Now we're going to move over next to it, and we're going to hit that hole that's right adjacent to it. Next, we're going to go to the center of the bottom, and we're going to put hardware A at these three bottom holes that form a little triangle down here. Now we're going to move over to this corner again and hit our very last hole with hardware A. Let's go ahead and put number 3 aside. And now let's work on number 4, the opposite end of the table. With number 4, we're going to start with the left corner all the way on top. We're going to install hardware A. Now if we move over to the middle, we are going to see a center hole. We're going to move over to the other corner right here. At that far corner, we are going to install hardware A. Now let's go ahead and move all the way down to where the feet is. Install hardware A. Now let's move over to the middle here. Let's focus on the 3 holes all the way at the bottom that forms a Christmas tree here. 1, 2, 3. We are going to install hardware A. Let's move over to the opposite end of the feet here, and we have 2 holes left for hardware A. This concludes hardware A for panel 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and bring out panel 5. Let's start with the bottom corner. It requires hardware A. Let's move over to the other corner at the bottom. Also requires hardware A. Panel 6, you're going to be doing the exact same thing. On panel 6, make sure in the corner you're going to get the side that has the 2 holes right next to each other. You're going to put hardware A in the upper of the two. Move over to this side. Same thing. Hardware A to the upper of the two. We're going to go to our hardware kit here. We're going to grab two of the C, these wooden pegs. We're going to grab two of the D's. These are Allen screws. And we're going to get an Allen key that comes with the part that fits this hardware. We're going to grab panel 8 and panel 9. If you take a look at where the holes are and where this indentation is, now if you take a look at 8, you're going to have 4 holes right there. These 2 holes in the middle are going to get the wooden pegs. You're going to lift up panel 9 and insert the pegs into the side of panel 9. Now we're going to get hardware D and screw it through these holes. Go ahead and hand tighten them first. You're going to take the Allen key and start turning clockwise. You're going to grab wooden peg C. You're going to grab wooden peg C and slide one in this hole. One also goes into this hole. One also goes into this hole, and one also goes into this hole. Now we're going to get panel 6, and we're going to fit those wood pegs onto panel 6. It should slide in smoothly. Now we're going to go to this hole right there. We are going to screw in hardware D. Now we're going to go to the far corner over there, and we're going to screw in hardware D. I did find an Allen key that was going to make our job a lot quicker. Make sure you do it at the low speed. You don't want to over tighten and break the wood. Now we're going to want to go to the center, install hardware D on your lowest setting. We're going to come over here to this bottom corner and install hardware D below this screw. Now we're going to go ahead and lift this up to the side right here. This is panel 8 and this is panel 6. From here we're going to get the wooden peg C and we're going to put it in these holes right here. Now we're going to go to hardware B. We're going to take 2 of these. We're going to make sure we close up the gap, so we're going to have to hold this closed. We're going to take the Phillips screw side, face it towards us, and if you take a look at the back of this, there's an opening. The opening is going to go towards the screw that's inside of there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in. We're going to take our Phillips screwdriver and we're going to turn it clockwise until it locks into place. We're going to do this exact same thing for the hole down here. This ensures that we lock this panel to this panel. Now we're going to move back a little because we're going to go to the adjacent panel. We are going to get panel 5 ready with these metal pegs facing towards our table. We're going to grab the wooden pegs. I'm going to stick it right here, right in the center holes. We are going to bring our panel 5 up to it and insert it into the rest of our table. We're going to take hardware B and do the exact same for this panel. Lock it in, turn it clockwise, and do the exact same thing. Make sure there's no gap in the panels. Pop it into place, turn it clockwise, and it should lock. By now, your table should look like this. Now let's go ahead and flip our table around. Be careful. Now we're going to take 8 wooden pegs and we're going to hit them right here. All the pair of holes that are between the 2 bigger holes. The 2 bigger holes are for the screws, but the 2 center holes are for the wooden pegs, okay? All these panels in the middle have a pair of wooden pegs. Now we're going to take panel 4 with the feet facing that way, and we're going to slide it on here and try to match up these pegs and these steel studs here. You're going to go to the bottom, get hardware B, and do the same thing for all 4 holes right here. You're going to come to the other side. You're also going to notice hardware B right here, here, and here, and here that you're going to have to install. Now we're going to go ahead and flip this over. We want this, panel 4, to be on the bottom. We're going to take 3 of the E's and 3 of the F. We're going to use our table as a workstation right now. You're going to grab your panel labeled 12 and your steel bar labeled 13. Make sure you have the correct side. The side with the bevel right here is going to be facing upward. What we're going to do is we're going to take each spacer and place it on top of these gold screws, these gold heads. You're going to take our metal bar, line up the holes with the spacers, and you're going to start putting the screws in. I normally put it in by hand just so the spacers don't fall off the table here. Let's go ahead and hand tighten each one just loosely until you get all 3 of them down. After you get all 3 of them down, go ahead and tighten. Next, you're going to take the panel that you just worked on and go ahead and slide the bottom portion over the steel stud here. Make sure you have these holes right here facing you. Now we're going to get our wooden pegs and place it in the center of each panel here. There's a pair for each panel. Now we're going to take panel 3. We're going to face the feet away from us, and we're going to line this up with all the wooden pegs and the steel studs. Now if you go around to the back of panel 3, you're going to find there's 4 spaces for hardware B. Now if you go to the inside, you're going to notice also 4 spaces for hardware B that you're going to have to install. Now we're bringing out panel 2. I already pre-fit all of these metal studs onto the proper holes. You guys can go ahead and follow. Make sure you drill these in straight and on a very low setting. You do not want to crack the wood. This part, you're going to want to bring your table back and put into this formation. We're going to work on this right now. We're going to be putting in our wooden pegs. Each panel gets 2 in the center. The outside one gets screws. Here's another panel. It gets 2 in the center. And here's another panel. It gets 2 in the center. You want to get panel number 2 and bring it here and go ahead and fit the metal studs. And I went ahead and flipped this to the side so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing underneath here. If you take a look, it's going to get hardware B again. I'm just going to fit it in here, and this is to tie our wood top to the rest of the table. The center is going to require 2 of the hardware B, and the side is just going to require 1 right here. If you take a look towards the bottom, right underneath the wood top, you're going to see that it requires hardware B also. Now let's go look at hardware G. We're going to need about 8 of them. This is to hold up our shelving, okay? You could put this at any level you want. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right in the middle here. These are removable and adjustable. You could bring it down if you wish to. You could hammer these in. I'm not going to because I haven't really decided exactly what level I want it. Next, we're going to get tabletop number 1. We're going to grab this lift bracket 15 and this lift bracket 16. We're going to place it in this formation. We're going to go to a hardware kit. We're going to grab hardware H. We're going to grab 4 of them, 2 per bracket. They're going to look like this. If we grab bracket 15 and we lift it up, we're going to notice these holes will line up with the holes inside of our tabletop. There. We're going to go ahead and grab the hardware and screw it in by hand first. Go ahead and hand tighten. We're going to go grab bar 17, leave it right here. We're going to grab a couple of screws from hardware R. Here they are. We're going to take part 17 and we're going to screw it on the bottom hole right here with hardware R. Go ahead and tighten this. Now that we've tightened this bar, we can go ahead and tighten the hardware that was holding our bracket to the table. Now we're going to grab 8 of hardware H. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's go ahead and get ready and set this on the table. Might want to bring your Allen key. We are going to focus on these 4 holes, 4 on this side and 4 on the opposite side. They will be going into the outer 4 holes. Same thing on the opposite end, the outer 4 holes. Let's go ahead and bring this down here. From here, we can go ahead and start with 1 bolt at a time. You can go ahead and reach over and do the other side right here. Now, let's get bracket labeled Q. Here it is, looks like an L bracket. We're going to be installing this L bracket just like this, with the holes on the inside and this L on the outside. You're going to want to grab a couple of hardware from I. They're very small screws. Now we're going to grab these roller brackets for the door, part number 14. Remove it from its bag. And we're going to grab the screws for J. There's going to be about 4 of them. Let's get door, part number 10. We got the 2 holes up here. What we're going to do is we're going to take these roller balls. The wheels are going to go on the opposite end. We're going to place it down to match up the holes. Same thing with the other side. Turn the wheels around. Go right here. And the screws are going to go right inside these holes. Before we put in the barn door, let's go ahead and put in our shelving. You're going to take your barn door with the X on the outside, and you're going to place the door inside of this bracket on the inside. When you put it on the inside, you're going to lift it up again, and you're going to hang these rollers on its rails. The rollers should move freely. And right down here,